So I'm interested.
Are you doing?
What are you doing?
Archery has been a way of hunting and surviving in the world since the dawn of time. It is predominantly associated with Native Americans, but many other people groups use this discipline in their life. It is now taught and played as a sport through schools across the world. The organization that CCA participates in is called NASP, which stands for National Archery in Schools Program. There's also many other programs, like I participate through my church as a program called Center Shot. I'm going to demonstrate and tell you guys how to shoot in a high school tournament. So there are many different kinds of bows and arrows that you can use in archery, but the kind permitted by NASP is called a Genesis bow with Genesis arrows. It is important to check your equipment each time you shoot to make sure that nothing's wrong with it and that you don't hurt yourself or other people. There are two distances you shoot from, 10 meters and 15 meters. In a tournament, you shoot one practice round at each distance, and then you have 3 rounds for each distance. You shoot 5 arrows per round. The first thing to do in shooting is to straddle the line and adjust your feet so they are shoulder width apart and that you're balanced, so about right here. The next step is to nock the arrow. There's 2 different colors on the arrow. They're making a total of 3 fletchings, so 2 are the same color and then 1 is different. The different one is called the index fletching, and that's important to have it facing towards your body so that it doesn't break and your arrow flies straight. Always have an arrow in your bow before you pull it back. That's called the dry fire roll. Then you pull the bowstring back and you lock your thumb into the side of your bottom jaw like this so that your thumb is pointing down. This ensures that you anchor at the exact same place every time. Then line up your arrow at your aim point and gently open your fingers to release the arrow. The aim point for everyone is different and changes as you grow in height. For me, my aim point is at 10 meters is at the bottom of the red ring, and at 15 meters is to the right of the red in the middle. If the arrow does not go exactly where you want it to the first time, don't worry, because you have 4 arrows left. Once you have shot all 5 arrows, you put your bow back on the rack and wait for the command to score your arrows. Scoring may seem tricky at first, but it's actually really simple. All tournaments are out of 300 points, and it's just like bowling. You want the highest score possible. The highest point a single arrow can score is 10, making a perfect round be 50 points, and a perfect tournament be 300 points. Each target is the same in terms of colors and rings. The very center yellow is 10 points, and the outside yellow ring is 9. The inside red is 8, the outside red is 7. The inside blue is 6, the outside blue is 5, and it goes on and on like that into blacks and whites. If you miss the target or hit outside of the outside white ring, it's 0 points. And if for some reason your arrow bounces out of the target, then you can raise your hand and get an extra arrow so that'll score. Archery is a very simple sport but requires strict discipline and determination. Tournaments are very fun to participate in because everyone there is to have a good time, and everyone I have met have been extremely nice and helpful, even the other schools' coaches. Miranda Leak, an Olympic archer, said, "In piano you try to force hitting this key and that key. It's very broken and it's not pretty. When you're in archery, you can't try to force it step by step. Then the shot doesn't flow and it's not a good shot. If you let the performance flow, it's really beautiful." So all in all, archery is really easy and a fun sport to do. I have been doing it since I was in 3rd grade, and through church, and then our school developed an archery program about 3 or 4 years ago, and my mom is the coach, so I know a lot about it, and I've been shooting in tournaments. My highest score has been a 282 out of 300 points. My highest score for this season was a 272, which is really good in terms of a perfect score being 300. I've only known of one person to ever shoot 300, and he got an extremely amazing scholarship to the college he wanted to go to, and he now shoots on that team. And everybody knew his name. His name was Jeffrey. Yeah, he was really good. And my sister, she will be shooting at state at the end of the month, and she is also very good. Her high score is 286 out of 300. So thank you for listening to me.